Hi everyone, welcome back to Yoga avec Moi's YouTube channel and Yoga avec Moi's podcast. So we're gonna try the podcast out for the first time and we'll see what happens to see if we can do this simultaneously. So if you guys are new here, my name is Nal Harbin. Today we are going to chat about the root chakra. So the root chakra is going to be super important for what's happening right now during the COVID outbreak because it represents money, security, and family, which are all super tied up in this outbreak. So if you are interested in the topic, stay tuned. Just continue listening, basically. Still learning the yoga, the YouTube lingos. Okay, sorry. Getting used to it. Anyways, so let's begin. So the root chakra, if many of you do not know, or just the chakra system, if you've heard anything about yoga, you know something about chakra. You've at least heard of the word chakra before. And chakra essentially just means wheel. And what it is, it's like an energetic wheel. So our bodies are our physical bodies, and then we have our energy bodies, which extends about like an arm length away. So my energy body is, let's say for instance, like my arm's length distance in a circular globe surrounding me. So if someone like is close to me, like standing about right here, like we can we're in each other's energy fields and like we can kind of feel each other. So an energy wheel, along the body, there are several energy center points, or like areas where energy is just like really like kind of swirling around. And these areas are usually along the spine. And the root chakra is at the base of the spine. So that's where your sit bone is. So basically where I'm sitting right now, where it's touching on the chair, that is where my root chakra is. And then you have the other chakras along the other areas of the body. So you have the throat chakra here, the heart chakra, the third eye chakra, and then the crown chakra. These are the top four. But today we're going to talk about the root chakra, so I'm going to focus on that. So each area of the chakras, they deal with specific area points in one's life. So for instance, the root chakra, the root of all life, is blood relations, blood family. And that kind of is also connected to money as well, because money is sort of like an energetic exchange of survival mechanisms, as well as the third one. What was the third one that I was saying? You got family, you got the family, you got the blood relations, money, and what was it? Fear? I forget. But essentially, basically everything that deals with survival. Money, family. I said one other really cool thing. I can't remember it. But, so yeah, these three areas of the root chakra are areas in which right now, during the COVID outbreak, we're really getting tested in like so many different ways. Like I can't even describe how this root is essentially being uprooted in so many ways. Like we're in close proximities with our blood relatives, usually during this outbreak. Maybe those of us fortunate are able to stay with friends that we love. But those that are either bound by monetary means or other ways, or just by convenience, or that you have genuine love for your family, you would have that kind of clash, or that kind of like lots of energy happening with the families. And then obviously also when it comes to like money right now, a lot of job insecurity, and even the whole fact that I'm starting YouTube, that's like a whole like aspect of rethinking my business and being like, all right, what else can I do to be able to earn an income, but then also help people and also share that information with people. Actually, in fact, this has actually kind of worked out really well for me. I do have to add, I would recommend starting a new YouTube channel if that's what you're thinking about. Although it does take a long time to be able to earn. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully I'll stick in there long enough to do that. So yeah, when it comes to the root chakra right now, family-wise, blood relations-wise, as well as the general like concept of survival, it's all related to the root chakra. So the root is basically where you plant yourself. And if it is not strong, like the way Harry Potter's was not strong. So Harry Potter was an orphan. His root, I was so confused. He didn't have parents. He was basically, his entire life story, which I love, by the way, was basically him trying to find approval, love of his parents in the outside world, right? And through his amazing adventures, he finds out that they were with him the whole time, right? But basically, someone's root, if it is not stable, or if it's not known, or if it's being threatened in some way, this causes people to have a lot of emotional upheaval, which is what we're having right now. Because on every single area of the root chakra, we are being tested. So what I wanted to share was several things that we can do to kind of root ourselves into the ground. Step one, I'm going to start with the 5 layers of the Integrative Yoga Therapy, which is the physical, energetic, mental, and emotional, witness, and the bliss layers. So these are 5 areas where I'm just going to use this as a framework to kind of explain what the root chakra is, essentially. So starting with the physical layer, the outer physical layer. So on the outside, how can we physically kind of root ourselves? So just to share a little bit about this, I'm probably going to have to do a deeper video on each of the chakras individually, but right now we're just trying to survive in the COVID outbreak, okay? So I'm just trying to help you guys out as much as I can. But each of the chakras, they have their own elements, and the element of the root chakra is earth. So with your physical body, what you want to do is just go to the ground. It's just like common sense, really. Sit on the ground, sleep on the ground, be with the ground, and just calm down. So one of the things that we don't do in yoga is that we don't practice yoga outside on the earth. There's always a yoga mat. If you've noticed, like anyone who's practiced in the park, they always have a yoga mat. We don't just tell people to freebie it. And the reason is the earth's energy, magnetic suctioning of energy is really strong, that if you were to go freebie without a yoga mat, then you would feel really drained after a yoga exercise rather than feel energized. So that's kind of why you want to have like a protective layer over the earth and you. So our shoes are enough. However, for people who have ADHD or who have anxiety, like a lot of energy, anxiety, like feelings up here or up here, you want to take off your shoes and go actually walk on the ground barefoot. But for those majority of us who are already energetically depleted in this outbreak, let us not do that, okay? Let's not go take off our shoes and walk on the earth. Then you'll just like get really it will knock you out right away. But what I've been doing during this outbreak is really like searching hard in the city with my mask on, going out and just like figuring out where is a patch of grass, any grass that I can just walk on. It's really just earth and not concrete that you want to walk on. So that's the physical layer on the outer side. Then we're going to move on the physical layer inside. What do you want to eat? So every chakra has an element, which is earth. Every chakra has a color, which is red. So earth, African earth, is like really, really red. It's like dark, earthy, like grainy. So when it comes to foods, to ground yourself inside, you want to think of any food that is red. So beets, oh my God, so good. Like beets have really grounded me. Like what I'm going to do is actually include a beetroot recipe for you guys. I've just started to make it. It is phenomenal. It's so good. I can't have wheat, so to have that as like a pasta substitute to like cut it into like noodles, oh my God, it's so good. The other things that you can do is, I just realized that my lipstick is red. Hey, root chakra, baby. That's what we're talking about. So that's a good reminder for you. Other things that are red are like red peppers. Red peppers, like carrots, it's like orange, but you know, we can maybe that's the second chakra thing. But I would say it's still within the earthy realms, because anything that roots you down, so like carrots are really good for your eyes, and your inner eyes is a good thing. If your eyes are working and they're active, then it's likely to ground you too. So if you were to have like clarity of vision, that would also help. So basically anything that is red. Beets, red peppers, what else? Comment down in the section below, like if there's any red vegetables, as many as you can think of, basically just anything red. Just think of it, ingest it into your body. Okay, so physical exercise, go out and walk. Second is what you ingest that is red in your body. Energetically, so when it comes to the energy body and the root chakra, what you want is very grounding energy, like anything that is grounding. So you want to do breath practices, breathing practices that really calm you down, that instead of taking breath up to your mind, like up to your brain, which is a lot of the times like we're trying to get spiritual, so we breathe up, right? This is not about that. Here, let's like imagine breathing down your spine, the crown of your head, like and take an inhale all the way up to the crown of your head, and then exhale all the way to the tip of your tailbone, like even curve in, like down and under. Like really feel your body, like your sit bones, like really just root into the ground. And just sit there and breathe for like 10 breaths to like really ground yourself. When it comes to the mental and emotional layer, what is gonna ground you? Not scary movies, not watching things that are gonna hype you up emotionally. You're gonna need things that are grounding. So that's gonna mean something very different to everyone. So figure out what it is that you need to ground and then do that. For me, it's just talking to myself, really. Let's just say, let's going back to the core, the root of myself, and to just have a little chit chat and just be like, hey, Nahal, how's it going? How are you feeling? Okay, you know, like that's like really grounding for me. Witness layer. So the witness layer is the layer of your body that recognizes things and basically recognizes like, how do you recognize that your energy is being uprooted, basically. So it's a faculty, really. It's not really something that you can do, but it's like an action of an awareness type of thing that you can, you got to use this part of your soul to be able to identify, okay, that's a beet that I need to eat. Okay, that's a grass that I need to go. You know, like this is the unchanging aspect of yourself that is going to remain consistent throughout. And the bliss layer of the body. So the bliss body is what brings you joy. So what is something that is grounding and that brings you joy and, you know, that is like really stabilizing? Anything that brings you stability right now is something you want to just jump on, like absolutely 100%. So these are several areas that I wanted to share in regards to like the root chakra and how that's really like messing us up in various different ways in our lives right now. We really want to pay attention to grounding, earth, red, everything. Like red is also symbolic of like blood, of like renewal, rejuvenation. So that's also like kind of like along the brain wavelengths that we're trying to go through here. So these are all areas that will really help facilitate you, or it's like basically the area, the point in which you want to circumambulate around right now during this COVID outbreak. Instead of seeing like the news as the red, like, oh my God, like I'm gonna freak you out. Think red as earth, as grounding, as mother, like like blood. When it comes to the feminine energy, it's like about renewal. It's also about the menses cycle. And so these are all areas in which to like plant your mind in these areas. Like be like, okay, if you're feeling frazzled, think of these points and revolve around each of them. Whether it's the physical, whether it's the food that you eat, the breathing, the types of breathing practices that you can do, the mental and emotional exercises to support yourself, the witness layer of like how to recognize each of these things that are, you know, like really uprooting you. So notice what is really like agitating you right now, and what type of things, types of people that you're talking to, and really try to maybe avoid them for a little bit or have a constructive conversation. And finally, the bliss. Do something that is grounding. I've found these videos to be really grounding. So that is my general sort of thoughts about this COVID outbreak, is that it has really affected the root chakra, which is basically the root of the rest of everything else. So if that one's screwed, everything else is screwed. So that's why it's so important for us to have good relationships with our family. That was the first video of information that I wanted to share with everyone, is like the importance of bonding with your family. It's not just about just like, oh, let's just have an ideal world. It's actually intricately related to your health. When your relationship with your family is not tight, that's when you got problems. And I've had people in my family have this exact issue, like a disease that is blood related that has caused basically a lot of havoc. So let's just say that the root chakra is very important, and let's like be mindful of it during this time. And let's try to support each other when it comes to this. Let me know what you've been doing that has been very grounding. Put it in the comments below as suggestions so that other people can see it as well. It would be so helpful for as many people, because there's gonna be one day that you're gonna fall off the wagon and you're gonna be like, I need a list. I need someone to give me a list. And then you'll have the comments below to be able to like look through it again. So I'll write in the caption below all those 5 areas that you can think about. So that's also a list of things that you can look at if you would like. So I'm gonna sign off here. I hope you like this video. Subscribe to my channel and click on that little bell button if you don't want to miss another video from me. I personally don't like that, but if that's your thing, you are welcome to subscribe it. I don't like being notified all the time, but I do hope you like this channel and this video. So yeah, I guess I'll see you next time.